Welcome back to the Cabral House Call. I'm Stephen Cabral, board certified naturopathic doctor, and today we're going to answer your questions on a Training Thursday. So remember, we'll take all of your questions throughout the week. What we do is we try to categorize them as best we can into our Motivation and Mindset Mondays, our Total Wellness Tuesdays, our Weight Loss Wednesdays, our Training Thursdays, and our Friday Review, which is kind of like anything goes. And we take all of those questions we may not have been getting to. We answer at least 3 questions a day. Please keep submitting your question at stephencabral.com/askcabral. All right, today's first question is, so Russell asks, should I be taking creatine? So really common question. Creatine, by the way, is one of the most studied and well-researched nutritional supplements out there. It is very safe for 99% of the population, those with liver or kidney disease, who are pregnant, who have other types of health conditions that you may want to check with your doctor first. You're welcome to do that. I mean, I say that, but most doctors don't have any idea about nutritional supplements, but you're still welcome to ask. And I would also just research online, you know, if you have X, is it okay to take creatine? And I think you'll probably get just as good of an answer. If you do work with a functional medicine practitioner, naturopathic doctor, really good personal trainer or fitness professional, they may be able to have that answer for you as well. So you're welcome to check. But again, 99% of the population, completely fine. And also for 8 to 9 out of 10 people, meaning like 85%, creatine works exceptionally well. What does it work exceptionally well for? So hopefully this will answer Russell's question. If you are looking to recover faster from workouts, recover faster between sets, and put on some size, creatine will help with that. It also, since it helps you recover between sets faster, it also helps you lift more weight, which of course then helps you hopefully put on more size. Now, there's always the knock on creatine that, oh, well, the majority of it's water weight. Yes, the majority of it is water weight, and that's because 70% of your muscle is water. And so hopefully that just makes sense. Like sometimes just people play devil's advocate and make random statements just maybe because they don't know the underlying elements of really what go into things. When you lose weight, it's okay to lose water weight because about 60% of your body's water. And when you gain muscle, it's okay to also gain water weight because inside of the muscle, intracellularly, 70% or even a little bit more is water. So like that's totally normal. There's sarcoplasmic gains, which is kind of the fluid inside the muscle tissue, and then there's the dry tissue gains. And so, you know, if we want to talk about myofibril, which would be like dry tissue gains, you almost have no dry muscle tissue in your body. You have very, very little. Some people make estimates that like 1/3 of your lean body mass might be muscle tissue. But again, those numbers are just low in general. When you look at it, if 70% of your muscle is water, you can look at it and say, yeah, no more than 1/3 or so is going to be dry tissue. So look at that standpoint. There's nothing wrong with getting your muscles bigger, and you can do that through increasing water volume in them, cell volumization. Okay, so the other part is, how does it recover faster between sets? Well, very scientifically, it does that by helping with recovery of adenosine triphosphate, or ATP. And what that means is that that's used up for short-term anaerobic-based work. And so kind of within 10 seconds to up to 30 seconds, you're able to produce more power. And when you're able to produce more power, what I would say is that allows you to recover faster between sets, and you're going to be able to build more muscle. So Russell, what I would say is this: if you're looking to lift more weight and you're also looking to put on a little bit of size, then creatine is a great supplement for you. Now, if you don't care about putting on as much size, what you could do is you can not do the loading phase, which is typically the first 5 days. You're doing 4 servings per day at 5 grams per serving, typically with dextrose and a little bit of sodium to help with the uptake of that creatine. So if you're not looking for the size part, you can just take it basically once a day, and certainly either right before your workout or right after your workout. Just make sure you do drink it quickly, because creatine does break down fairly quickly in liquid. The other thing I would say is this, is that whenever you decide to use a nutritional supplement, realize that you're doing it with an intended goal in mind. And so if your goal really isn't to be able to lift more weight or to put on size, if you're just doing it to do it, don't waste your money. You know, if you eat some meat in your diet, about every 8 ounces of red meat or so, you're getting 2.2 grams of creatine. That's about half the serving of a dosage of creatine. You might not absorb it as well, but you can certainly get that. And then there is the other aspects. I'll do a whole show on creatine one day, but for right now, it has been shown to actually increase aerobic endurance, a lot of other great things as well. It's an overall fantastic product, and if you're a healthy human being, what I would say is there's nothing wrong with also doing a 6 to 10 week trial on your own to see how it works for you. Hopefully that answers your question, and if it doesn't, of course, ask again. Next question. All right, so Jeffrey's asking, is it just as effective to work out once per day as it is to then take that same workout and spread it throughout the day? And so the longer part to his question went into, if I were to do, let's say, 10 sets of kettlebell swings, and each set was 30 reps, that's 300 total reps. Should I let's just say over 10 hours, should I just every hour do 30 swings? Would you get the same benefit? And so it's actually a really interesting question. I haven't seen the data on any studies that have looked on this specifically, and if someone has actually seen the research on this, definitely email in to let us know, or just post on social media as well, and just hashtag Cabral Concept if you want. What I would say is this. If you're looking for weight loss, I would love you to be able to do the 10 sets at that 30 reps over the course of, let's say, 30 minutes as one workout, because I do believe, and I've at least seen it in my practice to work really effectively, to be able to boost the metabolism from one interval-based workout that creates this almost metabolic damage, this deficit that your body then has to recover from. And my belief is, again, without that data, but you know, almost 20 years of the anecdotal being able to see it in my practice, that if you're doing it once per hour, that you're allowing that 60 minutes essentially of recovery time, because let's say you can do 30 reps in 60 seconds. That's a lot of recovery between sets, and what I believe is, though from a volume standpoint, you might be able to create the same tissue damage and maybe increase the same amount of hypertrophy, which would be muscle growth. I think from a metabolic threshold from your body having to recover, I do believe you'll get more out of it in one 30-minute workout than you would over the course of a day. And the reason I'm also kind of extrapolating that information is from something like the Tabata-based studies, where we know 4 minutes of exercise done at one time is better than even 60 minutes of cardio, of slow-paced cardio. So I think I'm correct in my assumption, and what I would say is stick with the one workout. The Tabata is 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off for 4 minutes. And what I'm saying is your 300 swing workout, you know, which would be a really intense workout, could be done over 30 minutes. And what you would do is you would just do the 30 reps times 10 sets, give yourself the rest in between those, rather than doing it over the course of a day. But if you're just doing general overall fitness and you did 10 swings or 30 swings per hour, I mean, that gets you up out of your seat, right? It gets you up out of your desk and it keeps you active. So I like both. Just know what your goal is. That's all. All right, next question. All right, so Emily asks, and I like the personal questions, the personal recommendations. What's your favorite exercise, or an exercise that you really like that not a lot of people know about? So one thing that I like doing, and I think even a lot of clients enjoy doing it, and we have kids do it all the time, and this is just a great exercise for kids, is the rebounder. And a rebounder is kind of like, I guess, maybe our newer name for a trampoline. I mean, that's really all it is. So what you're doing is you're taking a trampoline, and I don't have one in here to show you right now, but we do have them in the studios, is probably a foot off the ground for the small ones in the gym space, and they do whole classes on this now. And basically you're just jumping up and down on this trampoline, and you can jump on one leg, you can jump on two legs, you can go back and forth. But what you're doing is it actually can elevate your heart rate without a doubt. You can do jumping jacks on it. You can do all sorts of different exercises on it. But what it's doing is it's getting your heart rate going. So it's boosting that metabolism. It's working on the nervous system because it's working on balance, so the neurological part of it. And then what I like, and that a lot of exercises don't do this, is that it's really moving your lymphatic system. So it's getting all that lymph, and your lymph is basically what cleanses your body, and it drains the tissue. So it's draining all the toxins from your tissues and getting that moving through your body. It's almost like a massage when you're jumping on that rebounder. So that's one of my favorite anti-aging based exercises, one of my favorite wellness based exercises. I mean, if you look at the research on rebounding and trampolines, it's incredible. We'll try to post up some of that research as well. We have this sheet that's like 33 reasons to rebound. I won't go through all 33 today, but it's a phenomenal exercise. Our clients like it, and you can just add it into any one of the end of your workouts, or if you're doing triceps, you could add it at the very end for one of those intervals to get your heart rate going as well. So that's one of my favorites. Check it out. I think you'll really enjoy added it into your exercise program, or even just when you wake up in the morning to stimulate energy and to get that lymph moving after just lying down for the whole night when it's been stagnant. Thank you for tuning in to another Cabral House Call. I'll be back real soon answering more of your questions.